Hello,
Hello.
welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 142.
Yep.
Okay, and it is Monday, January the 21st, which is 2013, Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in the States. It was also
Yep.
Inauguration Day
And
for,
Robert E. Lee's birthday.
oh, so it's all kinds of famous stuff today.
Yep.
So I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
I'm Laura, also known as Lala. I had to think about
I
it.
was
I
like,
have enough caffeine.
oh, goody. Neelix has found me. Awesome. Um, all right, so I was told I had to go first because Laura's in the middle of a row. So I'll show you guys. I'm working on the calligraphy cardigan. And let's see. That's the dog, sorry. That was
That's a,
not a noise that came from me.
that was not a human noise.
No. All right, so calligraphy cardigan by Hannah Fettig.
And I'm big. And
Uh,
today's the last day. If you want her patterns for buy one get one free, you can fan her on Facebook, and she's got a code.
oh, cool. Um, so I'm using Madeline Tosh Pashmina worsted. It actually calls for a DK, but I knit very tightly, so I got gauge on a worsted, which is good because that's what I wanted to use. And it's been a week since I showed you guys this, and this is almost the only thing I've worked on. I barely spun. Uh, I haven't sewn at all. So I finished the body of it.
Oh my goodness. Where were you last week? Were you just done with the collar last week?
No, I had separated for the sleeves, and I was a couple inches down. So I've done maybe 12 or 13 inches. I did not make the body as long as she calls. It calls for it to be, mainly because if you can see in the picture, it goes really low, like it goes down to the bottom of her butt. And on a thin girl, that looks great. But for me, I knew that I wouldn't want it to it would just make me look bigger. And I knew that
Uh-huh.
because I've had sweaters that ended at that point. So after texting with like everybody in my phone book and forcing them to give me an opinion, I ended it 3 inches shorter before I started doing the 4 inches of ribbing. So it's 3 inches shorter than the pattern calls for, but I've tried it on and I love the way it fits. So that's all that matters.
That's good. And an easy way to do that is to measure a sweater that you like the fit of
Yeah.
and see how long that is.
And now I started on the first sleeve, and I've made another modification in that my knitting flat gauge is different from my knitting in the round gauge. I knit tighter in the round than I do flat, and I know that because I have knit several sweaters that didn't fit. And one of the areas that it didn't fit was after I picked up for the sleeves, they were tighter.
Uh-huh.
So while the body's knit on sixes, 4.0 millimeters, the sleeves I'm knitting on sevens, 4.5 millimeters, and it looks perfect. There's no difference in when I was knitting flat and now I'm knitting in the round. So
See, in the round gauge is typically looser than my flat gauge.
yeah,
It's
so
always interesting. That's why you swatch in whatever
yeah,
you're knitting in.
and that is the only thing that I'm working on right now is this sweater. I probably will cast something else on for travel knitting because this is no longer a portable project. It's too big. So what are you
Awesome.
working on?
I'm not done with my row yet. You have to
Oh.
continue talking. No, I'll get there. It's fun. I'm never gonna get to the end of this row. I'll talk as I knit, and then I'll show you all at the end. How about that? At the end of my knitting, talking, whatever. See, no
Eventually, we will see the things and hear the things.
there you go. So I'm knitting on the Iced Cardigan by Carol Fellner. Feller.
Hmm.
And she published this pattern for Knitty. It's a free pattern, and it comes in a variety of sizes, and it is supposed to have around 4 to 4.5 inches, 2 to 4.5 inches of positive ease. So I cast on for the size 46 because I'm a 42 typically, and I figured the 46, that's 4 inches of positive ease. That should be more than enough. I'm knitting it out of a bulky yarn, and I have the tag around here. Oh, American Lamb, which is 100% wool in the light fog colorway, which is a light gray. And I swatched, I showed you all my gauge swatch last week, and I got gauge with size 10.5 needles rather than size 11 needles. And I knit the whole body and sleeves on metals, but then when I went to go pick up for the button band, my addies were not long enough. So I had, and Signature does not make 10.5s yet, they just make 10s. So I pulled out my interchangeables, and I have it on my knit picks, because those were really the only things that I had 40-inch length in size 10.5, because it's a weird size. Alright, so let me get this situated. It's upside down. it's a large project, because it's bulky yarn, and quite a large sweater, but there it is. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm on the button band right here. I've already done the short rows for the collar, which I don't really think you can, I mean, you can see that the collar is deeper, but I think I did a good job of hiding them with my reps and turns. Plus it's garter, so it's kind of easier to hide. I'm on my 7th skein, and modifications that I made, well, are going to cause me to run out of yarn. This is how much I have left. And my collar right now is around 4 to 4.5 inches wide. It's been a couple rows since I measured. But this is not going to be enough to get me 3 more inches. And even if I add this in, which is my swatch, I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. So I also have to do button loops. So I might just do, instead of real buttons with the loops, I might do the little things that, like the latches. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're decorative. Yes, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what they're called.
So the little, like, latch things, which I would get in silver, and I think would actually go better. So it's being stored in my brand new sweater bag, because obviously I needed a sweater bag to store a sweater in. And that is from the lovely Michelle of 3 Bags Full. She's Michelle in Maine on Ravelry. And 3 Bags Full is her Etsy shop. So I got this giant sweater bag, which is really nice. It has a pocket. You see the pocket with her tag. I could put stuff in. And then also the little things that you can stick your needles through that I've never actually used.
I've never used those on any bag. I mean, I like that they're there, but I've never actually, mainly because I don't use double points. And that seems like what would fit in there best.
So it's a giant bag for my giant sweater. But that is the first thing that's on my needles. The second thing that's on my needles is this little guy. He's got one arm.
Although little is probably not the right word.
He's not so little. So this is the Voodoo You Love Me by Susan Claudino, who's No Knit Sherlock. And so I have the first hand done. This is going to be his leg. And then I don't have enough yarn in this blue to finish him. That seems to be my theme. But he's a voodoo creature, so it doesn't even matter. So I'm going to use the orange for the opposite hand and arm. And maybe his mouth embroidery. So Wesley's got a better one. She's going to show you.
That's going to be really weird.
So, and it's going to a friend's daughter who's not going to care in the slightest. But that's it for me for works in progress.
So if you want to see what that pattern should look like, I just finished one. And so this is, again, Voodoo You Love Me by Susan Claudino.
Why is yours so much smaller than mine? Look.
I used worsted weight, and I knit tightly. You used bulky weight, and you knit loosely.
No, I used Aran weight.
Well, still. Mine is much cuter.
You're such a jerk.
And this is actually for... I didn't hear you. This is actually for Amy and Darren's gifted knit along, because
Mine is too.
Heather Boutros Babe, a sweetheart, she gifted me the pattern when I was having a really crummy day and sent me a nice note. And so
Yeah.
I have my little voodoo guy with his felt heart, and
He's cute.
it's a good thing that he's supposed to look kind of Frankenstein, because man, do I suck at embroidery. But he's got his little eye and his little mouth.
Here's his mouth.
And this is
It's
another Crafty Girl worsted. I do not remember the colorway.
oh.
Um, I'll have to go back and look. I'll try to put it in the show notes. But anyhow, this was super cute. He took me maybe 4 hours total to knit.
Took much longer than that, and I'm not done yet.
That's because when you knit, you don't just knit. You knit, and then you're over on the iPad browsing at stuff, and then you put this down and you do this, and then you're reading a book and you knit, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to go make some popcorn, and that's how you knit.
So, the computer tech teacher was out on Friday and they couldn't get a sub, so I watched the kids type on the computer and I walked around and knit on him as I did it.
But I enjoy. He was super cute, and I think Susan does a great job with her patterns. So he won't be the last one that I knit. I like him a lot.
And yours is extremely cute.
Thank you.
I am fail with toys. I cannot make a toy to save my life.
So what have you finished?
I finished and blocked what I'm wearing, which is the so yeah, it's such a cop out. It wasn't. Oh, let me snip that end. I wasn't all the ends before I blocked it, but I was looking for them earlier to snip, and I knew I missed a couple. But it is my pattern for the Lippy. I'll take it off because it's huge. It is out of her Silver Lining colorway of the Season series, which is a yarn dyed specifically for her from the people at Lorna's Laces. And I totally should have used wires to block the edges, but I couldn't find them. So we're just going to lower that below the screen so you can't see it. No.
Bad podcaster.
I might actually reblock it. But it came out ginormous and awesome, and I can't wait to wear it. I'm going to wear it when I go to Oxford, so I can wear it like an actual shawl, because it's 19 inches deep and around 65 inches long. 60 to 65 inches long, so I wear it like an actual shawl and get it caught on stuff. And I can actually wear it like I had earlier, like a scarf too. Yeah. Wrap it around a couple times.
I like the open lace.
Thank you. So that is my finished object for this week.
Does it have a name yet?
Julia Grace.
Nice.
Would be the name.
I can't imagine where you would come up with a name like that.
For those of you who haven't watched this before or have forgotten this information, Julia Grace is the name of my niece. So,
yes.
Anyway, that's it for me, because I am not accomplishing anything this week.
You've knit almost a whole sweater in a week.
I did have 2 days off, though. Well,
yeah.
3 if I count today, so I really can't say that but I've spent a lot of it napping.
I have been, you know how some people say that they got nap attacked? It is not like that with me. It's more like nap seduction, where it's like, come here, little girl, don't you want to come and lay in your warm bed and get cozy? You don't have to do anything for several hours. Come lay down.
And mine is like, oh, I'm in bed reading, and it's like a sledgehammer to the head with like darts.
Yeah. So,
if I'm doing well, I'll be like, Siri, set alarm for 4 p.m.
I don't, because I'm on call this week, and so I've had to get up at a couple of 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning to answer an on-call page. And so I feel justified in taking naps. Like, I deserve this nap because, I got up to tell a property that, no, you really do need to just bounce the job, Anyhow, I have some spinning. Just a little
Yay!
bit. I did spin a little bit on the Baby Doll Southdown, but not enough to bring it and show you guys, really. I think I spun 20 minutes on it. But I did finish the first 2 ounces of the FiberOptic the TheKnitGirll's colorway, the Rouge Violet Cerulean colorway. So last week I was around here, and so I finished and went down with the purple and the dark blue and worked up to the lighter blue. So this is the first 2 ounces, and then this is the second 2 ounces that I have not spun yet. I am aiming for applied sport weight, primarily because if I wanted applied fingering weight, it would take me a lot longer to spin it, and I'm just not in that place right now. So
I think it looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's really pretty. I finished spinning the bats from Dripping Fiber Studio, and I got 220 yards of a 2-ply, and it's been washed and made beauteous to the best of my ability.
It is very pretty. I love purple.
Thank you. It's got, it's actually more maybe pinkish, but it's got a lot of purple. It's like a purpley pink with a lot of like bright pink sparkle added. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. And brown. And I love it. It's perfect. And I think I'm going to knit a hat out of it for me. Because I need more hats.
Well.
But they come in handy. Like, we had a snow situation, snow/ice situation here on Monday. So we got out of school early, like 2 hours early. And I had all these kids whose parents couldn't pick them up. And they had to walk home over a mile. And so I keep 6 or 7 hats, mittens, all that junk in my car, because according to my mother, you never know when your car is going to break down and you might need a bag of hand knits at any point in time.
I like that you present that as you being prepared versus you just leaving things in your car.
Well, there is that. And so I gave some stuff to some kids to keep them warm when they walked home, and they brought them all back to me. That's and then asked me to make some for them.
It's very nice that they brought them back.
It really was, and they're very sweet. And it kept them warm, so I felt good about that. But, so that was the first thing that I spun, and then I'm in the process, this is all I have left, of spinning this.
What is that?
So, like, maybe the first Christmas we celebrated, after we learned how to spin, I bought you some roving from GLBF.
Oh yeah, I've spun it. Girls Love Boys Love Fiber, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think they're spinning anymore, or dying anymore.
I don't think
so
either.
But I bought this. And I don't know why. But, it is 50% superwash wool, 50% silk in the slushy colorway.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. And so it's, when did we learn how to spin? Like 2008?
Yeah, I think so, because we met in 2007, so I think it was next year.
So in 2008, I bought this, and I pulled it out of the stash the other day for the JC Boggs workshop, because I was like, that's not going to hurt my feelings if I use it all up. But instead I started spinning it, so I left it downstairs, but I'll show it to y'all. I'm just spinning it all on one bobbin, probably around a sport weight single, and I'm going to just chain ply it and make it into a toy, I think.
Because you just want to be done with it?
I think it's very interesting. I might not ply it before the next show. I might show you guys the bobbins, because it's very, very interesting. Just the color selection
for a silk blend, it is odd, yeah.
Is very interesting for a silk blend. See, it sounded normal when I first showed it, and then I told you it was a 50% silk blend, and you were like, So, interesting. And then I also have, on the more normal spinning front, I have some blue suede shoes from Gail's Art.
Oh, it's spinning super thin.
Mixed BFL. It's pretty, like, I wouldn't say super thin, but it's like that thin. Like a sport weight. So, I'll be excited. I have almost the second half of that done. I've been addicted to Warehouse 13 this week. I'm catching up on, I stopped after season 2, and I've just, 2 episodes before the end of season 2. Like, when did we watch that? When you still lived in Mississippi?
Yeah, it was over the summer.
So I'm catching back up and enjoying it immensely.
I've been sucked into the Army Wives hole. Like, I've worked my way through 3 seasons of it already. I don't know why I watch it because I get sad every time the men deploy or they come home or anything bad happens and I get sad. But
I cannot watch an episode of Biggest Loser without crying, like bawling like a baby.
yeah, I have my limits, and then yeah, that's one of them. So we have no book review this week
Nope.
because the naps that have seduced us all week have kind of sucked out our brains as far as, and we wouldn't want to give a poor review, so we'd rather just wait.
Yeah.
But we do have some favorite things. I will show you. I got some. I had an Etsy gift certificate to spend, and it had kind of sat there, and I got a couple of little things. Like our friend Lynn recommended these certain cat toys that the cats go crazy for. So I had gotten some of those, and then I bought some Diabolical, which I didn't even realize because you pick stuff out on her site, but then it takes you to Etsy to check out. So I didn't know that's how it worked. Not that that matters, but anyhow.
I bought stuff from her at Christmas time because I can't hoard gift certificates. They must be spent immediately.
Oh no, yeah, no. I'll just keep them until I've got one that Steven, my gay husband in Florida, sent me for my birthday last year, and I still haven't spent it.
Yeah.
So
I used an Etsy gift certificate to get that bag down there.
oh yeah. So I got some fiber, and this is Portuguese merino wool, and it's called Flower Shop Inferno, and it's crazy, and I thought it would be super fun to spin really thick and bulky because it's got so much color going on.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to just do something crazy. It definitely makes me think of the Little Shop of Horrors, like the colors. And everything.
Little shop.
And then I do like the way that she packages her fiber with a little bit sticking out of the top so you can kind of feel the fiber.
You feel it, yeah.
It'd be nice at like a show or an
yeah.
expo or something to be able to get a handle for what the fiber feels like. And then this one, just because of the name, it made me laugh, and I had to have it. And this is Tenacious Space, so it's a merino nylon tencel blend, and it's called Frenemies. And it cracks me up. And it's got a ton of different colors in it. So it looks like it's overdyed several times. It's got purples and greens and browns, and I like it a lot. So I got that as well, and that's it.
Oh.
It's all that I've gotten this week, and I think I've got a club shipment for Into the World coming, a club shipment for Tempted coming, and I think that's it.
Have you looked at the Into the World spoilers yet?
I've not. Normally
Ooh.
I do, but I have not this month. So
I like it a lot.
And
I got a D-stash.
uh-oh.
Isn't that pretty?
What is it?
It is the Eric colorway from Southern Cross Fibers. I already had 2 braids.
Stop talking about Southern Cross Fiber.
So now I have enough for a sweater. Like this is a 3rd braid, and then I have 2 skeins of a contrast that I'm going to apply it with. So I should have enough for a sweater. So that makes me happy. And Jess told me if I ran out that she's got 2 braids. I don't think she was offering that to me.
I don't think so either.
But now in my mind, those 2 braids totally belong to me.
It's out there on the internet, so it must be true.
It must be true. I got that. I'm going to be going someplace this weekend.
That's what I heard.
So the word on the street is that I will be at the Oxford Fiber Festival in Oxford, Mississippi. So if you see me there, come say hi to me.
Don't ask her for buttons because I haven't ordered any.
I have one.
Oh.
I actually have 5. So if you are the first 5 people to find me, I found a little bag in my car actually because I had to clean it out.
When you were looking for those well-prepared hats and mittens.
Yes. Actually, because Eloise and Gail are riding with me to the Oxford Fiber Festival, I couldn't embarrass them with the state of my car. But
So is it just a market, or are there classes, or?
I'm taking a class with the owner of Cooperative Press.
Oh, Shannon Oakey, that's right.
So the sweater mapping class, and Eloise will be there too, and so will Gail. So I won't be alone.
Oh, cool.
and we're gonna do market. We're undecided. Shinanoki's doing a like speech Friday night, so we might go down there for that. It's around an hour for us.
Yeah.
Drive each way, so I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of silly to drive an hour to go to an hour-long talk and then drive an hour back. We'll see. And then in awesomeness, Deb Buckingham, the woman who does the Dishcloth Diva book, put out by Cooperative Press and who has a fabulous blog, interviews a designer on her blog every so often, and she chose me.
She did.
So I'm on her blog, an interview that she put up today. So it's super fun.
It is. It's really sweet. Laura did a good job, and so did Deb. And we appreciate, I mean, that's kind of what we love about the fiber community. Everybody kind of helps promote other people, and I love that.
Yep. So it's so funny. I mean, who would have thought us reviewing her book?
I'm always surprised when somebody whose product we use or talk about or book that we review knows who the crap we are. Like, who are we? We are nobody. Yeah. But exactly. Except crazy people who talk into a camera once a week.
Or just talk to each other on Skype coordinates.
Yeah. So we do have a giveaway for the FiberOptic. Kimber is continuing to help foster the chatter in the thread and offer support and ideas to people, and we appreciate that very much. And
she's super sweet.
This contest was for every day you could post an in-progress picture of your spinning, or if you had already finished spinning your knitting or weaving or crocheting, whatever, doing something with the finished product.
Crafting.
Yes. So
wearing it like a hat.
I don't think that happened. So we had 59 entries in that thread, but the first two were Laura. So
it should be.
What I'm going to do is it's going to be number 3 through 59, and I've got it pulled up here on random.org, and I'm going to hit generate. So the winner is number 28, which is going to be Crafty Kathy. And
yay!
She spun and showed hers was in the purple mostly.
Ooh, I am so jealous of her wheel. I think it's a Louette. It's
I think I've seen this one before just because it's popped up in the forums with her chatting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Louette or not, because the Louette's I don't know. She'll have to tell us.
I have no idea. It's painted, hand painted.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
But, so congratulations, Kathy. You can get in touch with me. You don't call me Les or Kimber FiberOptic on Ravelry, and you will get a $29 gift certificate to her shop so that you can pick out a new braid to spin, or you can save it for whenever she has a new color up or what have you.
Yeah.
So for this week, we're going to do a new thread for entries, and it's going to be 1 entry per person, and that's going to be telling us what your favorite color of Kimber's is. So it can be a gradient, or it can be one of her solids for her cashmere base or footnotes, any of that. And you can go to FiberOpticYarns.com and you can see a lot of her items.
Or you can go to our page on Ravelry and her group on Ravelry as well.
And you can look up her yarns and fibers in the yarn database in Ravelry. Yeah. So just let us know what your favorite color is of Kimber's, and then we'll include you in the giveaway for next week.
On the 27th, we'll draw for that, I believe. 27th or 28th?
27.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have one more podcast in this month.
Yep.
So, do you have anything else?
No, not really. That's about it for me.
It's a short show this week, but we like to have those every now. We actually had delayed recording this until today, because this is the first year I've ever had Martin Luther King Day off, because I'm in corporate now. But I'm on call, so I didn't really have it off. But it was nice to be able to relax through the holiday weekend. We hope you guys are having a nice, relaxing day wherever you are.
Is Kobe off today too?
He was. In fact, when I went into my bedroom around 1:30 to lay down for that seductive nap, I was immediately awoken by yowling, howling 9 and 10-year-old girls who Kobe had invited in to play Wii, which is fine, but they're very loud. Holy crap, they're loud. So, yeah, I didn't get my nap today, but
Sorry.
it's okay.
I got my nap.
It's a hard life. I didn't get a nap today. I think I'll cry. But, okay, y'all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you again next Sunday.
Yeah. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.